What is up, my collectors? It is your boy Reeferino here, and today we are looking at the SH Figure Arts Goku Black Super Saiyan Rosé. This is a figure I intentionally bought because it was on sale at the Amazon Prime Day event. I wasn't initially going to get this figure, more on that later, but it was on sale for $25, so I figured, yeah, you know, why not? This is the cheapest I've ever bought an SH Figure Arts figure for, so I thought it was a pretty good deal for $25. Alright, here we go. Out of all the villains in Dragon Ball Super, Goku Black is definitely the best one. I don't think anybody, you know, really contests that. I mean, unless you count Frieza, but I kind of consider Frieza a Z villain, but that's a whole other argument. And then here we are. Premium Bandai, yippee! And instructions on just how to, you know, mess with the arm and thing. Okay, well, they've printed instructions. They don't always do that anymore, so that's cool. All right, let's get this boy outside of the packaging. Okay. Ah, that's weird. This is the first figure I've opened that didn't have plastic protection wrap around. Okay, let me get all this sorted. There's pieces everywhere. So, yeah, fade in, fade out. All right, there, we got all the pieces off the ground. And after experimenting with this figure for a little bit now, there are a few things I want to cover that I think are very important if you're going to consider this guy. But before we get to those things, we're going to get into each category for the video, starting with appearance. So, if you haven't noticed already, this guy is in his Rosé form. He doesn't come in his base Goku Black form, which kind of made me hesitant on getting him. I don't think it super bothers me. I mean, the hair is not painted. It's this weird glossy stuff, and it feels really slick as well. It's not like the other Super Saiyan heads. Sometimes they'll do this glossy stuff for exclusives and things like that, even though this guy's not an exclusive, he's a general release. I'm not super big on this. I just prefer the painted normal hair. And Goku Black normally sports a kind of dark gi that he wears, and so the thing with this figure is that he's supposed to be in transformation mode. So he's supposed to have the rosé energy kind of flowing through him. So as you can see, there is a bit of shading with this figure, which I do kind of think is cool, but it doesn't look as good if it was on a base head. So this figure was kind of painted in a way to only work with the rosé form. The gi is tinted purple to signify the transformation state. Same with the shoulders and sleeves. As you can see, they're not completely dark and black. You can see the little blotches of purple on his knees, which is kind of unique. I'm not gonna hate on it, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. I would have just preferred a remake of that old Goku Black figure with all the accessories and all those things. But before we get into accessories, we're going to get into articulation, and this is where the first problem for me comes up. So the head can move down a fair amount and also move up, but when taking off the head, I'm kind of scared that I might break this figure. I don't know if you can see it super well on camera. If I remove the faceplate and hair, maybe you might be able to. Like, I'm scared to pull this head off. I tried for a few minutes now. Maybe I need to put it in hot water or something, I don't know. So, quick little PSA thing about this figure is the head could snap off at any moment. It's kind of like that for most Goku figures, but especially this one. I'm not sure why. It could have been the paint. I'm not sure. It might just be my bad luck. But yeah, I'm not taking that head off. I'm not going to risk it. Head's got me a little scared, guys. I'm not even going to lie. But we'll move past that point. So shoulders can... arms can almost T-pose, it looks like. Oh, that one can go higher than this one. Okay, so interesting note about the sleeves. They're like Goku's, but these are a lot more loose and flimsy. At first, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. They're not like as stiff as Goku's, but I'm looking at it now, and it looks like they're about to come off. Like, straight up break. Like, right here. It would suck for the sleeve to break off, but it feels like it's super loose, which, you know, is great for the sense that they won't get in the way, but I don't want them to break either. The belt is slightly articulated. You can get it to move from side to side. There's a little bit of like cape fabric thing right here going on with the legs covering his crotch. It's nothing terrible. You can still move up the leg, as you can see. A fair amount. I would say just a bit slight of 90 degrees. So, you know. Back is also pretty decent, so I wouldn't say there's a big issue with leg articulation. And also foot. So there's this weird gapping that also Vegeta has with this foot thing. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's not too bad. From The neck down, his articulation is pretty stellar. Now we'll get into accessories. So as I kind of already shown, you can just take the hair off along with the faceplate. There were instructions on how to do this. The faceplate comes off really easily, by the way. Face, and then the hair, and then here is Goku Black's second face. It's kind of like a teeth gritting face, looking off to the side. Maybe he's charging up a Kamehameha. Third face is a screaming face, probably a release of energy. And then finally, we have a simple frowning face for Goku Black. The way this looked on the box made it look like he was too pouty, like an angry child. Here, it doesn't look too bad. All right, so getting into hands, including the set of fists he comes with. This will be easy for me because the left has no ring and the right has the time ring. So I can tell the left and right's pretty easily apart this time. Comes with these generic basic fists. Sorry, I didn't even realize I didn't say anything while pulling off the hand, but that's how you pull off the hand, by the way. Okay, and so he comes with 3 sets of hands and then also a single instant transmission hand. Second set of hands include these claw hands, like these karate martial artist hands. And then finally we have these like charging hands or these claw hands, whatever you want to call it. Most of the time they're used to show Goku charging a Kamehameha. And then that was it for accessories, really. He comes with 3 sets of hands and an instant transmission hand, which is a little bit below average for a $35 figure. Of course, I got him for $25, so it's not a huge deal for me. But for most people buying this at its general release price, I mean, I don't know. It's Goku Black, so I would have preferred him to see him sport some type of weapon. To have Goku Black without any of his weapons is kind of just a crime, especially in Rosé. Like, dude, we could have got a scythe. Bruh. Not sure what it is that doesn't want to make him stand. Here he is next to all my Gokus thus far. Of course, he's going to share a lot of similarities with him. I already reviewed this guy. A review on him is coming. But yeah, I mean, he scales well with them, obviously. He's pretty much just another Goku. I mean, if you look at these hairs, they're pretty much the same. All right, so final thoughts of Goku Black. Using my incredibly biased rating system for action figures that I've created that are supposed to mimic the way I organize these videos, I've made 5 different categories to rank each action figure I review on this channel. So if you disagree, I'm sorry, that's your opinion. This is my biased final thoughts. For appearance, I'm going to give Goku Black a 2 out of 2, which kind of surprises me because I wasn't super big on the glossy rosé hair look, but I'm glad that they kind of modeled the rest of the figure. You know, he's got purple shading everywhere, which, you know, makes it nice. Articulation, I'm going to give a 1 out of 2. Now, the articulation itself is pretty freaking good, but the fact that the head will not come off without me literally seeing the head joint start to bend, as well as the fact that his sleeves look like they're about to come off at any moment, bumps it down a point for me in articulation. Accessories, I'm also going to give a 1 out of 2. Now, even if we discredit the fact that he doesn't come with any of his signature weapons, doesn't feel like he's come with a lot of his hands, and so the amount of poses and things that I can do with this guy, it feels kind of limited. Value for money, I'm gonna give a 2 out of 2. Even for the $35 price point, I'd say you're pretty much getting what you spend here. It's a general release. I can understand why there is the issues that this figure has. Of course, there's gonna be some quality control problems. And finally, my personal enjoyment, I'm gonna give this guy a 1.5 out of 2. I've already brought up the fact that head swapping is not really going to make sense, but that's not the reason why I'm ranking him lower. I don't intend to do that. It's just the fact that I'm scared the head and shoulder pads will eventually end up breaking in the next few months I have this figure. So the fact that I'm scared to touch this figure just bumps down the personal enjoyment for me. And overall, if we do the math, that adds up to a 7.5 out of 10. Look, this figure is not the worst thing in the world. It does have its problems, and I have a feeling that they're going to make another Goku Black sometime soon. Does that mean you shouldn't get this figure? No, I don't think the next Goku Black is gonna have glossy hair like this. For the time being, this Goku Black pretty much satisfies the basic fulfillment. So that's gonna end it for the review today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't, please comment and tell me what I could improve upon. I made this YouTube channel to learn more about action figures. I just started collecting them this year. If you have any recommendations about anything, I will also take those into account. I also collect the Naruto SHF line. Maybe we'll expand my interests. I'm not sure. I'm now just starting to get into it. So any feedback I'll consider into future reviews. With that out of the way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.